Hello and welcome to the Pederscope. I am your host, Steve Pederson, and this is Keys to Being the Difference. This is episode number 96, entitled Have a Vision. Thanks for joining me. This past weekend was my 30-year high school reunion. 30 years. Wow, it's been a while. Unfortunately, I was not able to make it to my 30-year high school reunion since it was 400 miles away. However, I did see the photos from this said reunion thanks to the miracle of modern technology called Facebook. Have you heard of the Facebook? Yeah, the kids are using the Facebook these days to share pictures of their 30-year high school reunions, and what a blast, just an absolute trip. Which is why I'm talking about have a vision today. What happens? I don't know if they did this in your, it's pretty cool. I don't know if they did this in your high school, but in my high school they had this book where they took pictures of everybody and they said, like, this person is going to be the first person to become president, and this person is most likely to succeed at this. I was actually voted the first to become a rock star, and it was really funny looking at those pictures, I gotta tell you. And that high school age, that young age, you're just filled with these dreams and possibilities and all these things that can happen in your life, and you're like, oh my gosh, you just have these incredible visions for your life, and then life happens, and we don't always achieve those grandiose visions that we had when we were real young. I know when I was young, I wanted to be a Major League Baseball player, probably wanted to be a fireman at some point. That's probably still possible. But you know if you've been around for a little while, you know that there's a difference, though, between, yes, thank you, I do feel like a rock star. They didn't qualify what it means to be a rock star, so, let's see, my wife made me lose my train of thought here. All right, so what I was going to say is, there's a difference between a fantasy and a vision. I think sometimes we might get those two confused. Like when we talk about having a vision, we think, oh, we have to have this fantasy of this just unbelievable life that, is almost unattainable. But really a vision is just letting your mind kind of conceive of a little bit different, little bit better life. For example, you could have a vision of just having a clean office. That could be your vision for the day. But hopefully the vision goes a little bit beyond that. I'm trying to encourage us to, no matter where we're at in life, if we're just kind of starting out and we feel like we've got our whole life ahead of us, or we're kind of we feel like we're halfway through, or we're at sort of the golden sunset years there where things might be drawing to a close, so maybe you feel there's still time to have a vision for your life. And why is this a key? How is this a key to being the difference? You say, well, having a vision gives you hope to begin with, and that puts a certain sparkle in your eye, a little skip in your step. It elevates your attitude, your demeanor, your spirit. And people notice that. People notice this, and it inspires them, especially if you've been around a while and people are sort of used to older, or the younger generation is used to the older generation kind of having given up on life. When you have a vision, you're so inspiring. Not just a fantasy, a real vision. For a better world, a better life for you and those you love, for the people around you, maybe even for the people that you've never met. So here's an action step that you can take today. revisit your vision. If you haven't had one in a while, then spend a few minutes, close your eyes, relax, and try to envision an improved future. Maybe you can take the Stephen Covey approach. Stephen Covey was the author of the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. He encourages us to begin with the end in mind. Think about the end of your life and looking back on your life, and what do you want people to have said about you? What kind of person do you want to be? What I always tell my guitar students as they're playing a song, of course there's going to be some mistakes. You're going to screw up from time to time. But as long as you finish strong, that's the main thing. I always tell them, all's well that ends well. So that is my encouragement to you today, to have a vision. And yes, thanks for joining me on this, the 96th episode of the Pederscope. Guys, have an incredible day. If you'd like to catch up on previous Pederscopes, head over to my website. You're welcome. StevePederson.com. Click on the Pederscopes link. If you'd like a free copy of my book when it comes out, sign up at bit.ly/Pederscope. It's Monday morning. Cut me some slack. I'm a little out of it this morning. Have a great day, guys. Catch you on the next Pederscope. Take care.